Thank you, Mike. Well, if you're looking to improve your life, we've got a wellness coach with us tonight, a motivational speaker. The list goes on and on as far as your title is concerned, but this is Roxanne Renee, and you have a new book out, and you spoke recently here in St. Joe, and tonight you're going to tell us a little bit about your story and a little bit about your book as well.
Yes, thank you for having me. My story began about 13, 14 years ago. I developed a severe depression during my pregnancy. And afterwards, I got worse and ultimately developed panic and anxiety disorder along with PTSD. And this was a major clinical depression. By the end of about a 4-year period, I was hospitalized several times for trying to take my own life. So it was really serious. When I was cured, when I was done with the depression, I went into my psychiatrist's office, and I was very excited, as you can imagine. And he said, don't get too excited. Really, you have about a 90% chance of relapse, and you'll probably be on meds your whole life and in and out of the hospital your whole life. And I thought, that's depressing.
Yeah, that just makes you, going right back to where
Yeah, it was. Only I have a little bit of a rebellious streak in me, and I thought, well, I'm not sure about that. We'll see. And he gave me really the first clue. He said to me, no matter what you do for the rest of your life, never, ever, ever allow yourself to become sleep deprived again. And I thought, oh, there's something I can do. So that led me to begin researching ways that I could help myself be healthier, my brain specifically be more healthy. And what I learned was that there were many, many things that I could do to become more healthy. So I developed a lifestyle practice that I just utilized personally. And what happened was I never did relapse. And after several years, I got off all my medication, and I continued to do well. And I still thought it was just kind of something I developed for myself.
Right.
You know, if you'd had that bad of a depression and didn't want to relapse, then try these things. But in 2007, I made the acquaintance of Dr. Steve Ilardi at KU, and he did a phenomenal research study where he put people who had treatment-resistant depression into groups. Some took meds and did psychotherapy, and some had no meds, no psychotherapy, just 6 lifestyle changes. And those that did the lifestyle changes without the meds or psychotherapy actually did much better. Like 77% of them were cured.
So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
To get away from the medication, away from the therapy, and still make the changes.
Right. And the ones who were on the meds were about 27% cured. So it was actually phenomenal difference. And I was reading this article, I started shaking because what I saw was that the things that he found, I had found prevented relapse, he found they actually cured depression.
So tell us about some of those things that work.
Sure. The things that work are basic lifestyle choices that help us to live more like our hunter-gatherer ancestors lived. In a nutshell, we are still building Stone Age bodies, even though we live in the 21st century. So what do our brains need to be healthy? They need those things that kick us from a fight or flight stress response, like the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, into the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. So what does that? Good sleep, adequate sleep every night, 7 to 9 hours. Certain nutrients, including omega-3, vitamin D, limiting processed sugars, having a good probiotic, drinking plenty of water, those kinds of things. Sunlight. Natural light is phenomenally important. It causes us to produce vitamin D, serotonin. It resets our body clock so that our hormones don't drift, our sleeping and wake cycles don't drift, so natural light. Exercise, aerobic exercise. Good relationships, managing our thoughts, and spirituality in terms of living in forgiveness and not holding on to anger, those kinds of things are very healing because they help us relax, and that cuts down the stress response.
Well, and a lot of those things I'm sure you probably talk about in your book.
Yes.
Tell us the name of your book and where people can get it.
My book is called Laughing Again, A Survivor's Guide to Healing Depression. It's available at the St. Joseph Hy-Vee. It's available at several Hy-Vees in the Kansas City area. You can get it at my website, which is on the screen. You can get it at the offices of Wellness Dimensions in Overland Park, Kansas. And you can get it online at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. All
right, Laughing Again. Roxanne Renee is the author for this book. Great to have you in here tonight.
Thank you.
And you also do speeches around the area too.
I do. I can come and speak to your group. I can speak to corporations on stress reduction, managing stress, to religious groups, school groups. If you have a topic that relates to wellness, I can craft a talk just for you.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that I'm sure everyone watching could say, yeah, I've got stress. I've got plenty of it. So bring it on.
Right.
But as you mentioned, those websites are available as well. We'll put those up on the screen for you one more time. And if you want to get those jotted down, you can check them out, and you can probably just Google Roxanne Renee, and you can find out everything you need to know. So thanks for coming in tonight and sharing your story.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.